best way. Now, this hat would not be going turkey hunting.
No, because it's too bright.
Correct. Hi, everybody. It's Karen Butler with Shoot Like a Girl. I'm so sorry we're a few minutes behind. I had wardrobe issues. I kid you not. If y'all came in earlier, you might have seen me kind of adjusting my gear. So it's just how it goes. Hey, Krista. Nice to see you. And we have our lovely, beautiful Renee Earnest with us. So excited to talk turkeys with you today. But first, I have to kind of go to Krista because everybody that follows us on Facebook knows that you had a little mishap, a serious mishap, and broke her shoulder. And it's exciting for us to all see you there because we know that you're on your way to recovery and going to be just fine and dandy very soon.
Yeah, very, very soon. So surgery will be tomorrow. And I've got my eyes on April and turkey season. And I'm going to work really hard following all the rules, doing everything I'm supposed to. So I get to be in the woods with everybody this year.
Yep, we're going to make it happen. Renee, I think we can find some adaptive shotgun that we can set up so that she can shoot even as she's recovering. So
absolutely. Worst case, we do a crossbow, and that way you don't have to deal with any recoil.
Right. Exactly.
Put it up on a bipod, and
yeah.
So it's you guys and everybody in the field that's kind of keeping me with my eyes on the prize. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm excited to learn. So for those that don't, we talked about this maybe last week, that it was last week I learned that turkeys don't smell. So they worry about movement. They don't worry about smell. So I'm really excited to hear about how Camo plays a role in what's going on.
Yep. And as we go into that, so Renee works at TrueTimber. She is our go-to expert on all things camo. And I'm excited. So Renee, we're going to turn it over to you and let you start telling us how that goes. And I'm going to look for your picture as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having me. I always love visiting with you girls. And Krista, I want you to know my very first turkey that I killed, I was on crutches. My husband had carried me up North Mountain in Pennsylvania, and it was the hardest hunt, but so well worth it. So yes, it's amazing what you can do while you heal. So
right, anything is possible.
Yes, yeah, you'll definitely get out there. So as you mentioned, turkey's eyesight is key. So when it comes to our camouflage, we definitely need to blend into our surroundings. So we at TrueTimber have two camos that are absolutely perfect for this time of year. We've got our HTC green pattern. You see that? So you'll notice here you've got a variation of greens. You've got a little bit of timber. And then we also have our strata camo pattern, which is what I'm wearing tonight. And you can see it here on this face mask. So the greatness about these two patterns is they are so versatile. They can allow you to blend into different environments. So the strata, I typically wear, actually, I'm going to be wearing it next weekend, hunting in Florida, because their season comes in already. I know.
I'm so jealous. Can I stow away in your backpack, like, please?
I just might have. I need to take you with me one time for sure. We definitely need to connect with that.
So she's hunting a breed of turkey that's really hard to get. It's an Osceola turkey down in Florida, and they are just beautiful, beautiful birds.
So on that subject, we were in Florida for 2 weeks for our first kickoff of the tour this year. And everywhere we stopped, every open field we saw, Karen's over there doing her turkey chuck gaggly thing with her voice. And she's asking locals, have you seen this turkey here? I mean, it's very important, this Osceola turkey.
It really, and is that the last one you need to finish your slam?
So I actually have an Osceola, but so I turned 55 this year, and my plan was to do all of but I don't, it didn't work because I don't really have time to go to Florida, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm still going to have fun. We're going to hunt Easterns and Rios. And I think I'm trying to get to Montana to hunt some Miriams that have really not been hunted before. So I'm excited for it.
Oh, I love the Miriams. They are just beautiful.
So I don't have one of those yet. I have not shot a Miriam.
Oh. So you're still getting things off of your bucket list, which is awesome.
Yes.
So
yes.
that
So-
says a lot for it.
I did want to talk about the camo because one of the things that I notice in the difference between the Strata and the Canati is that it is the breakup is different. So like the one has the leaf designs and the branch patterns. Does it matter in what environment you're hunting to have the different ones, or because they're so versatile, you really could mix and match, so to speak?
You can definitely mix and match, but so you're talking a standard sticks and limbs camo pattern, which is what I held up with the HTC green. That's
the
a sticks
HTC
and
green.
limbs.
Yes.
Just like your Canati that you're wearing
Sorry, yeah.
tonight, that's the sticks and limbs. The Canati specifically has a few more fall colors. So depending where you are hunting, if you're along the edge of a field and you've got a lot of bright, fresh, new growth and green, you're going to want the HTC green, something with a little bit brighter green. If you're up against trees and you've got a lot of brush around you, the Canati might be fine. When I hunt in Florida, they've got so much of that moss on the trees that this pattern blends right in. Did you get an email from me with a picture?
Let me look. I will look and see. I hope so. Not yet, but hang on. Let's refresh. So one of the things that I loved about hunting in Osceola, no, I do not have it yet. I'm so sorry.
All right. I can have one dropped in the comments.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I think my husband's listening. So Nate, if you're out there, will you drop that picture in the comments? So in this picture, you're going to see the benefit of tucking in and concealing yourself. So you'll see that my back's up against the tree. The turkeys are actually staged to come in from the left of me and scoot around to the right. So you'll see the way the brush is there. It's very, I'm totally losing words tonight. It's after 6. My brain is
You're very hidden. You're very hidden.
Yeah, that's a good word, hidden. Yeah. So I blend into my environment, and that's the main thing you want to do. You want to break up your outline and your silhouette. We have so many people enjoying the outdoors through COVID right now that this is the perfect time to get a ground blind, grab the kids, grab your wife, get your hubby, get out in the woods. The benefit of a ground blind is you can conceal the movement, because when it comes to turkeys, the slightest movement and they see you. So that's why overall concealment is so important. But when you're in a ground blind, you can conceal that movement because of, you just have to watch the windows. Wear dark colors if you're hunting in a ground blind. So black is ideal. Sit back in the ground blind. Don't sit right up against the window where the sun is shining in on you. You want to make sure that you're in the shadow of the blind as you begin to hunt.
Yeah, if you stick your face out of a ground blind when it's sunny outside, it's like you go, whoa! Like everybody, like the whole world can see at that point.
It's true.
Renee, do you want to talk about why my hat would not be a great hat to take turkey hunting?
Because of the bright colors, turkeys have great eyesight. So by concealing with the same color camo and blending in with your environment, they're not going to pick up on that. If you go out with that hot pink, oh my goodness, you're going to be like a neon sign, let alone the white on the back of that is going to be extremely noticeable. So that would not be a hat to wear. Now this one that has the brown back would be fine. I know a lot of us have been wearing this type of face mask, but for turkey season, we are going to get this type out, something that can come up over our nose, cover our ears. We've got gloves, so make sure you wear your gloves, keep your hands covered. So many of us are wanting to hit record on our phones while we're hunting. There's a lot of gloves out there that have the touch technology. So you can still press record as that bird is coming in without having to take your gloves off. So that is definitely a key feature with certain gloves. So I know the TrueTimber gloves have it, and there's a lot of options out there now.
Great.
So does TrueTimber have a cell phone cover that you could, if you had it up on a tripod, that the turkeys wouldn't see?
No, we do not. We don't. But that's a great idea. Now, it's funny that you say that because I actually change my cases out for hunting season. But like you mentioned earlier, smell isn't something that we're as concerned about for turkeys. It's their eyesight. But when it's deer season, I make sure that I have an all plastic case that I can make scent free. Just because of touching up against my face, against my makeup, perfume, hairspray, whatever, my hands just touching it, carrying different smells. I do make sure that I change my case cover for deer season.
So many things. I mean, it just being a brand new hunter, right? Bring a brand new hunter that was going to wear camouflage to do the process and really hide myself in the woods. It's baffling to me. My mother used to tell me that in the fairy garden, fairies love to have a water feature. And of course, my first question to her was, well, who interviewed these fairies to find that out? And I feel the same way about the turkey and the deer, right? So how do we know they don't smell very well? And how do we know the deer see these colors? But I realize it's just tried and true testing over time.
It is. And you can change the environment a little bit around you too. You know, if you're sitting on the edge of the field, pull those grasses in, I can talk, up against your legs and conceal yourself a little bit. Make sure you've got some branches behind you to break up your outline. And the same is true with your ground blinds. Definitely brush them in. Whatever trees are near you, bring in some of that foliage. A lot of them, I know our air pack blinds have the little hook in them where you can stick different branches all the way around, even on the roof. So you want it to even be out ahead of season so that the turkey get used to walking by it, because they do not like change. They do not like their environment disrupted at all.
Right.
So if you can get that out now ahead of time, get them used to walking past it and seeing it. Then when you're hiding in there and it becomes daylight and they fly down from the roost, you're all set.
That's right. And, you know, and if you don't have a blind and you want to go out, you can build a natural blind. So you can go out, and where Renee's going, she'll be able to cut off the pond fronds and like literally stick them in the ground and build like her own little blind if she wanted to. Or I've taken out in our property in Tennessee, I've broken off sticks and had the sticks kind of like a lean-to in front of me. So I'm up against a tree, and then I put some branches in front of me so that I'm as concealed as possible. And with my camo on, it's even like 10 times more camouflage. So it's really exciting. I'm getting so excited about turkey season. I can't stand it.
I know, it's my favorite season of the year. It's so interactive. So many of our hunts, especially like deer, you're sitting, you're quiet, you're in your tree stand or wherever you're hunting. But with turkey, if you're not set up in a blind, you can kind of run and gun a little bit. It's interactive. You're calling to them, they're calling back, and there's that rush when they call back, and it's super exciting. I love it.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
It's so last year I called a bird in for my husband. I was so happy to do it. And when I was calling, and then these hens came in, and people are like, well, you don't really want hens, but I do want the hens because I want them to stay around because a tom will follow them eventually. And I kept these 3 hens at the blind for probably 45 minutes. They would wander off, and and they'd come back like, what is that? And I was like, I'm so excited. It was so cool when he got that bird.
That is awesome. And that's a great point, Karen, that you bring out. By keeping those hens close, you've got a live decoy out there. A lot of people do put decoys out, and they work. It does, take a little bit of skill to figure out exactly where you want them. And but having a hen out there, especially first thing in the morning when the gobblers are flying down looking for her anyway. That's great. Well, congratulations to your husband.
Thank you. Oh, and you know what else? So I just thought, so that same experience. So we were walking back after we had hunted, and I have some TrueTimber netting. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, but they sell it. It's really what people use to put up in their shooting houses to cover them. Well, we were doing that to some of our shooting houses, but I had extra left. And we're walking, and all of a sudden we busted up some deer. And so we just dropped down to the ground, and I pulled that netting up over the top of us. We sat there for, a while, just like the deer were right around us. They had no idea we were there. It was so cool. And so I'm a big fan of TrueTimber just because of that particular experience. Like, it was crazy. They were just right there. They couldn't see us at all. It was cool. And only till the wind switched and they could smell us. So not good. Not that we were stanky, but
yeah. Their deer, they have a very keen sense of smell.
Yeah.
So that's a tough thing to get past for anybody. Even the most seasoned hunters still struggle with that. But for turkey season, that is one thing I'm very, very impressed with our patterns. TrueTimber's patterns work no matter where you're hunting. We also hunt in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and I haven't found anywhere that these patterns don't blend into the environment. And I'll specifically be like, oh yeah, let me go hunt in North Carolina or South Carolina. Let me hit Florida and just try and take pictures in the field. And they're incredible how well they blend in and just make it disappear. And you can do that while you're setting up for your hunt too. Take a selfie of yourself and see if, some of the face masks have white on the inside. This one's has more of a nude color so that if it does get folded down a little, it's not going to be bright against you. But some of the older face masks had white inside them. And so you may not realize that that's noticeable because you can't see yourself. So take a picture or turn your camera around and look at yourself and make sure that you're concealed so that those turkeys don't have any reason to spook and they come right in.
That the strata pattern has always reminded me of the Appalachian Mountains lichen on the trees, right? So that's what I see when I see it. And because we have a hat, I don't have my hat with me, but we have a strata hat. You're wearing a strata pullover and I have a strata pullover. It has that pattern of that kind of whitish gray lichen. And I can see where it'd be a great blend in the woods.
Yeah, it really disappears against a tree bark. So if you're sitting on the ground up against a tree up north or out west against the rocks, anywhere, a little bit of sagebrush and rocks, and you're going to be concealed. So you're right. It's very, very versatile.
It looks like Nathan wasn't able to get the picture uploaded. So when we get off tonight, when Karen gets it, she can post it and we'll talk about what we were discussing in the picture so people can see that separate from the live.
Yeah. Okay. Now, does anybody have questions for Renee while she's here? We have, very cool. Dub's going to go get her bow. Oh, exciting, Dub. So does anyone have questions for Renee? Because she is
I do. I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question for both of you.
Okay.
So I'm a person that regardless of whatever I'm doing, I feel like there's either a process, if I'm going to run a race the next day, I lay my clothes out the night before, I wear certain things because I feel like they give me a better chance of, winning the race or whatever. Is there some sort of superstition, for lack of a better word, or process that each of you go through that to be a successful hunt, you've got to put your socks on this way first or, that kind of thing? Renee, I'll let you go first because you look giddy.
I absolutely have something, and this is going to be a little embarrassing for myself, but who cares? So I have a set of Camo's bras and panty, and every time I wear them, I kill something. And so it's about the nickname Killer. So I do have a set things that I make sure that I take on every hunt.
That's good. That's good, Karen. What do you do?
Nothing as good as that. But I might try it. I'm going to order online tonight. You know, I really don't have any superstition, but what I try to tell myself every time I go hunt is that I'm there for the experience and the animal is the bonus. And I think all hunters do that, honestly, but that's what I really key in, because otherwise I get so upset about the outcome. I worry so much about the outcome that I don't enjoy the moment.
Right.
And I think enjoying the moment is really what hunting is all about. And yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any, so I do have a call that Brenda Valentine gave me that I hit at least one time when I'm out in the field. It doesn't even make it. She called it the sweet spot, and it's a really great call. And if y'all don't know who Brenda Valentine is, she's like literally the first lady of hunting, and really opened doors for all women hunters because she was one of the first celebrities, and she represented us women with really dignity and some I don't know,
knowledge,
knowledge
about the sport, and she represented us as a whole. I think a lot of times we get people who are inexperienced and don't know what they're doing, but not Barbara. She knew it. She knows how everything works, why she's doing it, and I love that about her. She's a great representation for ladies in the outdoors.
I agree. And I'll tell y'all, I am not the world's greatest hunting expert. I have more to learn than I have learned. So
I would think that would be all hunters though, right? I mean, you always are learning when you're in the field.
Yeah.
There's always something new to pick up. There's always something new to try. There's someone new to take, a new way to hunt, whether you're using a shotgun this year or if you're using archery equipment or a crossbow. I love to hunt with my compound. That's my favorite. That's my comfort zone. So I do have a shotgun. I have a 20 gauge that I have all sighted in and all decked out. It's in Strata and has our TrueTimber camo on it. So I'm ready with that. But I do, if I have a preference, I prefer to do archery personally. I just feel like I have a little bit more control over the situation. And I love, just watching the animals come in. And I agree with Karen when she said earlier that a successful hunt isn't necessarily something carrying something out of the woods to be successful. It can just be the memory of watching the turkeys walk by, watching them fly down, and just enjoying creation.
Yep. So we have a question for you from Jamie. She wants to know, she says Strata is her favorite pattern. Do you have a recommendation for patterns that would work well for when all of the foliage is gone, like in the fall?
Okay, so then you're definitely going to want to check out the pattern that Karen is wearing. So she has the Kanati on. That's it has more of your fall colors, blends in with just the tree bark and the open limbs a little bit better. And typically you have a lot of leaves on the ground that time of year, so you'll blend right in with the Kanati. So I would recommend that.
Yep.
Great question.
Very good question. All right, so we are well past our time, like always. Probably because I was late, So I apologize to everyone, especially you, Renee, that I was a little bit tardy today. But I had to get the right clothes on. I really did.
We appreciate that. And we just love working with you guys. You are absolutely fantastic. I love the holler. The new look on the holler is beautiful.
Thank you. I still, every time I see it, I can't believe it. And she's talking about our semi truck and how, like the Strata on it looks so cool. Like
the pink, that
it looks so cool. Have you seen it in person yet?
No.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see it in person. We gotta get you out to a show and get your picture. Y'all, we are on our way to San Antonio, Texas next weekend. Well, not this weekend, the weekend after this weekend. which is the 20th and the 21st. We'll be there at the Bass Pro Shops in San Antonio. We're looking forward to seeing everybody out there. And it's going to be fun. We're going to miss Krista, but she's going to be with us very soon after that, probably before her doctors even release her. Krista, to look at you, I have to say, you would never know that you were in the condition you are in, waiting for surgery tomorrow morning. And so thank you for being a good sport and jumping on this, y'all. We didn't make her. She did it on her own.
Yep.
And,
Have you?
I don't want to miss anything. I have that FOMO thing. I'm not missing anything. So
that's a great attitude to have, and I'm sure it will help you heal very much. I owe a mailing of some prizes, and so for any of you that have watched the prizes, they will get mailed out. Did you pick a winner?
Yes. So last week we had Peggy Barchi. She talked to us about women in history with muzzle loaders. And our winner is Deborah Buckley. So Deborah, I'll reach out to you via Facebook Messenger. It may come from me directly, not the Shoot Like a Girl page. It's just how Facebook does it. And ask for your mailing address. And Peggy has a special package with some historical stuff in it to send out to you. Thank you so much for everyone that watches. So for this week, we'll draw a winner. You know, we don't know. Renee, we didn't talk about throwing in a TrueTimber piece. I don't know if that's something you guys can do. Okay.
Sure.
So for all that are watching, why don't you comment with what your perfect hunt would be? And from those entries, we'll pull a winner for next week.
Yeah. That's great. And y'all keep on the lookout for some exciting news from Shoot Like a Girl. We may be having a contest very soon that we will give someone an all-paid trip to hunt with Shoot Like a Girl and our friends at Beretta.
That's a super leak. That's like someone opened the faucet up. That's not a leak. That's like, but.
Well, I think it's okay. Right. We're just waiting on the graphic to be approved. And so I guess, oops.
Just know
be on the lookout.
There'll be a contest, right? So
there'll be a contest, and we'll announce it on social media soon, but you'll be able to enter to win. We're really looking for a new hunter, but we're going to read the essays and we're going to pick appropriately in accordance with all the rules and everything. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and we can't wait to take someone hunting. And it's just great. If you guys have a chance, go to the store, get some TrueTimber camo if you don't have it already. Go out, sit in the woods, and just sit there. Even if you don't hunt, just sit outside and enjoy the peace and the serenity that comes from just sitting in nature and listening to everything. Renee, would you like to close with anything?
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone have a safe turkey season. Stay safe out there. Things are starting to open up, which is exciting, I know, in our area, but just still be safe. Share your pictures with us, especially if you're in TrueTimber. But we want to see your pictures, even if it's just you sitting there all ready for the turkeys to come in. We want to see the pictures. So thanks for joining us, ladies.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.